Ta-da!
JJ.
Now you're a voice actor.
That's how you do it.
I wonder how many weeks this will stay up without someone erasing it.
Oh, the mic works.
Just right through now.
Hello.
Oh.
Why do you keep giving us things with which to do destruction? I'm gonna destroy things.
I enjoy enabling chaos.
Well, hi everybody!
Oh, hi. It works.
Yay!
Yeah, so
Yay! Gonna mirror that.
No, that's not
Oh no. Is it connected to the internet? Say no.
It is connected.
Oh my god.
The internet stinks out here.
It is regulated under University of Buffalo Information Technology.
Okay.
That sounds intense. That sounds like somebody can't look at boobs in school.
That's what kept paid for.
Okay. Hi. Does anybody not know who we are? No? Okay. Well, I'm Khol Dao, and that's Laura Stahal. And
I voiced Barbara and Gidget in fact. Hiya! Die!
That's what she says.
is that what she said? I have no idea.
Isn't that Squidward?
But that's Barbara.
That's Barbara.
Alright, so I think this is just like a Q&A, right? We're just kind of chilling with y'all. So yeah, I'm Laura. That's cool. Like, you can see, hi. Gotcha. I don't know, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with our origin stories?
You go first, I'm busy.
Okay, so I was a big old nerd in high school, and I went to a performing arts high school and performing arts college. That was hilarious. Don't do that. I mean, but you can. But I went to school for musical theater, which was fun. And then by the end of that, I was like, I don't know if I want to do musical theater, but I just spent a bunch of money to learn how. That's fun. And then I kind of got started trying different things. Like I did stuff on stage, I did stuff behind the scenes, I did like costume stuff. What are you doing?
Go, Barbara, go!
That's what you should sound like. And then I made friends with another guy who turned out to become a voice actor, but before he was a voice actor, he was a silly dude who refused to wear jeans and only owned Crocs. And his name was Kyle McCarley. And you may know him from like Iron-Blooded Orphans and and stuff. What's happening now? Okay. And then he got into anime stuff and then was like, I think you like this, you should try it. And I was like, okay. So he helped me make a really bad demo, and then he sent that demo to Mommy Okada, the correct casting director at Main Zoom, and then she was like, you're not ready yet, but you can come and watch a couple of sessions if you want to see what goes into it. And then I went and took classes, and then I met people through those classes, and because of that, I was given a chance to audition for stuff. And I got my first audition, which led to my next one, and next one, and next one, and now I'm here. So it was really an accident. I didn't really need to be a voice actor. It just sort of happened. I like turned around after 6 months, and suddenly I was like, oh shit, I'm actually doing this and they're paying me money. That's cool. Koi?
Did you know that feet are technically not hands? What were we doing?
No, you're gonna tell them how you got into voice acting.
I was born in Vietnam, and I immigrated everywhere until I got here at the age of 16. That's right, I'm a filthy immigrant. I took this job from a nice white boy that could have been a voice actor. I'm just joking, half joking. No, I think relentlessness is kind of what got me here. I pulled up to Los Angeles with no car, no money, and no connections. I I spent 2 months sitting in a hotel room going, I have to become a voice actor. I have to become a voice actor right now. And after that, I started taking actual steps towards that. It was, I want to say, like a little over half a decade of studying, training, and cold emailing until someone finally gave me my first chance. And once you finally manage to chip that block, the rest of it ideally comes crumbling down too. So yeah, don't give up, be annoying but not too annoying. And you too can be a voice actor.
Hooray! Good job.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're a voice actor. You really sat in a hotel room for 2 months going, I have to be a voice actor.
Yeah, just on John, almost prolapsed my booty.
Oh my god. Thanks for not doing that. Yeah, so that's usually like the big question people ask how we got into it. So that's kind of sort of how we got into it. I kind of stumbled in, he torpedoed with no other alternatives or intentions, which was really cool. But if you have other questions, please, for the love of God, ask them. Yes, my friend.
So you mentioned how she said you weren't ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
What does that mean? Or,
Yes. Do you know why she thought you weren't ready yet?
oh yeah, because I sucked. So when I first started, I've been practicing, I've been acting, I've been, getting into training and things like that, but there's a lot that goes into dubbing that isn't necessarily intuitive. So when you're, say, who cares like being in a play or something like that is performed in one way or another, right? So say you're in a play, you need to know your lines, you need to know who you're talking to, have them on stage with you when you get into it, and you can take your time, and you can, like say if you're doing a monologue, right? You can speak for however long you need to, you can take your pauses when you need to, you can do all of these things in your own time as you feel them. In anime, we don't have that, we'll call it luxury. We have to match what's happening on the screen. So however long it takes for that particular character who's already been animated to go from one emotional state to the other, or to say one thing, we have to also try to fit all of that in there as closely as we can, while considering the original creator's true vision for the production, right? Because we're not just creating a character from scratch. This is called adaptation, right? So it's not that we're copying what has been done. It's that we are taking what has been done and presenting it in a way that makes the most sense for a Western audience. Because, like, say if you think about,
well, unless there's dub changes.
I'm sorry?
Unless there's dialogue changes.
Right. Well, usually those dialogue changes are either asked for by the client or necessary. And we can get into that kind of stuff, because I think I'm doing my writing for anime panel at some point this weekend. Is that correct? I can remember? You're looking it up. You're cool. The question was, how did she know that I was not ready? So the answer to that was, I simply was not. I still was green. I wasn't quite making as strong of a choice as I needed to, and I wasn't practiced in dubbing, right? So when you get there, the first time ever, you've got the microphone in front of you, you've got the picture, you've got the video in front of you, you've got a script in front of you, and you have to be paying attention to both of them at the same time, while listening to your director speak to you and telling you what you need to know, and then you listen for beep, 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 talk, right? So you've got basically 4 seconds, the first 3 are beats, and the last second is you beginning to speak. So having all of these things going on in your head at once is very difficult when you get started, because the way that you can really get into it and become the character and be, really performing is to not be thinking about any of it, while it becomes reflex in your body to do it instinctively. So I was not ready at that point. If I had gotten a lead role right off the bat when I first met Mami Okada, when I first got to Bang Zoom, I probably would not have done very well. And that's just reality. We all improve over time, hopefully, if we're putting forth the effort and are willing to take criticism and willing to put in the work to train and change and try. We improve. And that's what I needed to do, you know? Khoi, do you have thoughts?
There are people with illustrious television careers who become interested in anime dubbing, and they would technically be considered not ready for it due to the sheer largesse of how much technical information you have to hold in your head. There's been this trend of bringing in talent from television into anime dubbing, the thought being, oh, they can do that, this ought to be cake, except that it's not. I have been privy to some very, very early sessions. These folks who are wonderful, wonderful television on-camera actors, when they get behind the mic and they're told what they have to juggle, and then they go for the take, they sound almost indistinguishable from a day one student. Because you're in that hot seat. All the technique that you learned either does not apply or you've forgotten. So there is a lot of training that goes into being able to do anime dubbing specifically, and being bad at it does not necessarily mean that one is a bad actor. It's just that's how how technical the challenge is.
And that's not to say that on-camera actors or what have you aren't as good as dubbing actors.
They're not. I hate it.
Not at all. That's not it at all. It's just that these are two very different skill sets. They're related, but they're not the same. Does that make sense? Okay. So please don't say that we think that on-camera actors suck. That's not the case.
I said that though. You can tell people that.
It's like saying it's like saying football and rugby are the same.
Yes.
My question for both of you guys. When it comes to getting ready or getting prepared to do your characters, what are couple of fun tips that you would normally use to help when it comes to getting ready for your characters?
Get a good night's sleep. The funny thing is especially if you're just starting a show, sometimes you don't know who you're playing until you arrive. Or you don't even know what project you're in until you sign the NDA in studio or what have you. So it's difficult to say. If it's somebody that you know and you played a lot, or like let's say we're currently working, I can say it now, we're currently working on season 4 of Welcome to Demon School, Irma Moon. And I've been playing this character for, Jesus, how long? Like, not a short amount of time, several years now. And so I kind of really know Irma, so I feel comfortable in him, so I don't necessarily have a lot of things to get ready. I think it's really more preparing. The best way to prepare is to be ready, like with your instrument, with yourself. So eating right, being healthy, getting enough sleep, that will all help you. Like the less drama you have going on in real life, the more available you can be behind the microphone. And I'm saying this with a really bad habit of like not getting enough sleep and like eating fast food a lot and all of that other good stuff. One thing I have done, especially like in the early days when I was voicing a lot of boys before I got comfortable with it, is on my way to work, I would sing in character. Because I knew if I could sing in this timbre, that I could do anything else in this range. So I'd sing like A Million Dreams from Greatest Showman, or I would sing from like The Lion King, like a kid vocal song as a little boy while I'm driving the car. That's what I would do. Do you have any things that you would do, Gary?
Yeah, I think that's a really excellent question. And I think it's still quite a widespread misconception that a good voice actor is someone who does many, many different voices. And I stand in complete opposition to that as someone who uses basically the same voice for everything. my assumption is always if this character requires a human voice actor, then all of these characters are connected by a common humanity, which means that as long as you live honestly in those circumstances at that time, there's really nothing you can do to get ready for a certain character, aside from receiving the script a week ahead of time, which never happens for voice acting.
It'd be so cool if it did though.
What?
It'd be so cool if it did.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if we got the same amount of character prep time as television and film actors, but we don't. We show up and then we're learning everything there on the spot. So the way that I approach character work is I don't think about my character sounding a certain way, because that's just not something that I can mentally maintain throughout a 4-hour session. I want to make sure that whatever I'm saying, people believe me when I say that thing. And so that's not something I can really prepare for. It's just refresh your instrument, like Laura said, get a good night's sleep, show up and do the work.
It's true. Yes, Dan, what's up?
Yeah, sorry. So, do you have any lines that like you thought were fun, or like, I guess, what lines do you like best from your character?
Oh.
Do you have one that stands out? Like, hey, homosexual,
Yeah, that's Barbara's catchphrase.
yeah.
Invention impact.
Whatever's in the walls, don't say shit. Do you have a favorite line?
Any of y'all seen the Twisted Wonderland anime? Let's go. Hell yes. Yeah. Idiot Shroud, my little meow meow. He's so funny, and he gets to use internet slang, which is constantly updating. So like the slang of today may not be the slang of 5 years ago, like it may not be the slang of last week. But I think it was episode 7 or 8 or one of those. He gets really enamored with this giant, with this cat creature, Grin, and he's staring at a picture of Grin on his computer, and he goes, "I'm gonna huff that cat. I'm gonna huff that cat." And like, this wasn't even like an adaptation. Usually phrases like that, it's an adapter taking some liberties, right? Because what's the Japanese equivalent here? Except I'm looking at the script on the translation column, which is a direct translation of the Japanese, and that's what it said. So like, if someone felt awkward about the line being too American, they don't have a leg to stand on about changing it, like, nah bro, we are saying huffing the cat. And I am following you to your car if you don't want to say this after the session. That was a really fun, recent one for me.
I love that one. It's hard for me to choose like different lines. I am kind of in love with efforts in the grunts and the sounds that you get to make that don't necessarily have any words. Especially in like, I get to really play involved in the demon school. I fuck around with those voices far more than I really should. There was one at the very beginning of the show, like I think it might have been episode 1, where he's like dodging a fireball. And I went, and they let me keep it, and I was so happy. Or like, you know how in anime we always say, huh? I changed it to e. And so now he just does that, and that makes me happy too. Oh, there's one line. There was one line also, I don't know why I'm in such a demon school mood right now. I was working on it. But there was one line where he said, "Yep, I'm dead." And I relate to that a lot. Sometimes I just kind of flash back to that moment and shit's going on. So that makes sense. Yeah. Are there other thoughts, questions? Yes. Yes, my friend in the red lady right here in the middle.
Question for Khol. Who is your favorite Twisted Wonderland character?
Are you familiar autism preacher?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a Riddle Rose Arts autism preacher sticker on the cash box that I bring with me to conventions. And he's been there for a number of years now. So in terms of sheer aesthetic, I love Riddle. I'm very happy to see his main story be adapted in the first iteration of the anime. But now that I'm more familiar with the franchise, I really have a soft spot for the Igni High boys. And I'm very excited to see book 6? Is it book 6? Be adapted in 50 years when our hairs are gray? Yeah. Who's here?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
There's a question for both of you guys. Are there any other series that you would like to be in, and if you could do like any character, who would it be?
You want to be in the Lord of the Rings so bad.
I want to be in Lord of the Rings so bad. I would play a book. She Lord of the Rings. I could play a rock.
In this room right now.
You're
Would
saying.
murder everyone here.
No, I would play a fish. I would play a cloud. Listen. If I could be a part of the Tolkien world, I'd be ready to melt and die right there. But you know, that's all. What about you? What would you do?
I've told this story several times, but I feel like a major reason why I became interested in voice acting in the first place was my experience with Persona 3 Portable as a teenager. Classic Asian teen experience, not allowed to play video games, so what do? You steal from your parents, obviously. You save up enough lunch money and you pick at your mom's wallet until you can afford a PlayStation Portable, which you play at night under the covers. You've developed this strategy where if you hear her footsteps, you quickly tuck your PSP under the pillow and pretend you're asleep. She peeks in, everything's clear, she walks away, and then you're back to romancing whoever you're romancing. That was an exhilarating time in my youth, and it was the first time that I thought, hey, they have to hire real humans to do this. That'd be pretty sick if I got to do this. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, long story short, I would murder every single one of you for a chance to be in Persona.
Yeah, Persona.
Yeah.
Why murder? Why?
Oh, yeah, did you hear that the Persona 1 PSP game soundtrack is going to be on music streaming now?
Really?
Yes, it's going to be at 12 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, this is what on the precious is what you just described.
I just found this out today as I was going to a doctor's appointment. I was like, oh, snaps.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Yes, my friend, you've been waiting. Yeah.
Yes. So is there any dialogue that you guys have done where it was like it was changed from the Japanese to America for English, where it was like not necessarily the okay, we need to fit it more for what the what it would relate to from Japan to America, but like specifically a completely different line, completely, and like was there any ones that you liked or any ones you didn't like from that were specifically like an Americanized dialogue essentially?
Every time those sorts of changes happen, like if there are changes in adaptation to fit length, for example, I'm going to the store in English is a nice concise phrase, but for some reason there's a million ways to say it in Japanese, short ways, long ways, and then you have to kind of make conventions to fit. But the only time lines are changed for content is when there's a pun, for example, that relies on very specific words in Japanese for which we don't have analogs in English, or when there's a joke or a reference for something of a pedophilic nature, right? Those jokes or that kind of content does not fly the same way in the West as it does in the East. So that would be an example of when we feel pressured to kind of take the edge off of those moments. And that has happened a couple of times in Kuroko's Basketball, for example. There is a grown woman character who's kind of being a little inappropriate with these teenage boys, and we kind of had to pad dialogue here and there to make it not as explicit. That would be an example of when that sort of change happens.
But for the most part, we, at least these days, I would say, I know that like earlier on, like in the early 2000s or even like the 90s and beyond,
Ghost stories stuff,
there was a lot more of like an artistic liberty that was taken with a lot of devs at that point, for one reason or another. I know you can ask Tony Oliver, who's here. He's in the autograph area. He helped write the adaptation of, what is it, Pizza Cats? Samurai Pizza Cats. When they got that, they received the animation. They'll attest. They received
Samurai Pizza Cats?
Samurai Pizza Cats.
I'm gonna Google that.
They got the animation. They did not receive any scripts. They received like a log line. This is what happens in this episode. Good fucking luck. Sorry, didn't mean to swear. But they do that a lot. So they had to create that every episode. Whereas now, especially as we have more and more internet warriors who care very much for the original creation, and I applaud that. I appreciate the passion. And we have more resource. We have more back and forth with the clients and with the creators, and how do you two talk with them and work together to create these dubs. We try to respect the original creation as much as possible. Some things, like Khoi was saying, do get changed and adapted and massaged a little bit, just for the palatability and for the sync of the mouth flaps and all of that. But for the most part, we're trying to work together. As you're seeing, like a lot of simul-dubs, right?
Yeah,
So a lot of that storytelling kind of becomes collaborative.
ReZero, did we watch that? Are you familiar with the character Regulus Cornelius, the world's greatest feminist? Regulus? Okay,
Regulus.
sure, maybe you'll go,
Oh yeah, there's Samurai Pizza Cats.
The same thing happened with Roman Warriors too.
Oh,
this guy.
this lovely gentleman.
So basically,
Like Subaru.
in his arc, he kind of goes on a misogynistic tirade against women. That's every single scene of his. And this would be an example of where we represent that misogyny in its full original Japanese iteration, if only because, spoiler alert, he gets his just desserts at the end of it. So that would be, yeah.
When something like that, like the misogyny or the sexism and stuff is being portrayed in anime, it's usually it'll stand as is, as long as it's being portrayed in a negative light.
It's more like the authorial voice rather than, ooh.
Yeah, rather than, stick it to the girls, movies everywhere, you know what I mean? Yes.
So I don't like play Genshin Impact, but my sister does, and I
Okay.
just like watch her play, and I totally checked out of the story after because that doesn't matter. What can I say? I have the worst takes possible. What can I say that I can insist is canon because you said so that will annoy her? It can be about your character just in general.
Oh, okay.
Is it going to have you piss off your sister?
It's off the sister, because we want to say something is canon, but it has to piss off the sister.
Okay.
Well, that's gonna be
Because
opinionated
you
though.
said it, or because I said it. I think you're going to be better at this than I am.
Oh man. Oh shoot. No.
We're walking such a fine tightrope because we have to say something that will piss off the sister, but also won't get us fired, right? So it's a very fine line you're having us walk here.
Does she like Zutaro? That'll piss her off because I ain't in Zutaro canon.
Where did you stop playing? Do you remember?
I've never played it, but
You
I
never
was
played?
like, in the fandom until like 2011 that I stopped.
Okay.
Okay. Even assuming I was looking at 2 point something.
Say guitar and the Zuko aren't
You
canon.
can tell their child chews with his mouth open.
Who here has played or is playing Genshin or has played it?
I've seen clips of.
Okay. My genuine opinion is you could have just dropped the game after 2.3 because that was peak Genshin. 2.3 being Albedo's, my big woman in the sun. And after that, everybody's just kind of whatever. Like, after that, it's like, who gives a shit about Sumer or whatever it is called. That's how I feel. It is a little convoluted, isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie, I can't really keep up anymore. I don't know what's happening at this point. There's so much and there's so many of us. Yes, my friend right here.
That's like me when it comes to Fate Grand Order. There's so many characters. It's like,
Oh.
so many stories too.
I adapted the script for Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. Oh my god. Fate, I love Fate. I love Fate now because I've gotten to immerse myself in the universe a lot and we was working on some and all of that good stuff. And it's a really beautiful thing that came out of less hilariously.
Here's something that you can say.
Oh.
If your sister is an Albedo fan by any means, you can tell her that Albedo's 3D model is so fucking chopped. It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And it does no, I'll show you, hang on.
What do you do?
Albedo, Genshin, art.
Look how beautiful he is here. Look how absolutely stunning and gorgeous he is here.
He's so cute.
Where is it? Where is it?
Everybody's trying to fix it.
Is this the
Where's the OG?
Oh, it's kind of a thing though. Like he looks like a buff popsicle that was forgotten in the back of the freezer.
That's so mean.
It's quite a He is absolutely gorgeous in his art. He looks so funny in his 3D representation in the world.
I like how they do.
Now you can't
Of course,
find
I
it.
can't find a shred of evidence.
That's so weird. Well, everybody's making too much art of him.
Yeah.
He's too pretty. Everybody loves him. Yes. Another question at all? Yeah?
Has there been any projects where you got to work with like a big group of voice actors that like you had a lot of fun with?
Oh. Well, like most of the time when we're working, especially like in anime or like JRPGs, we usually are working
With the director.
on our own. Like where it's just us in the box, and then the director is on the other side of the glass, and you got the engineer, and then maybe like the clients and stuff. But you don't get to play with the actors as much. However, a lot of us, especially those who are familiar with each other and love each other very much as friends and colleagues and more, we like to leave little Easter eggs for each other. I know there haven't been as many blooper reels that come out with anime anymore, but it don't mean that we don't do them. So we do like to play with each other in that way.
The few instances where you do get to play with other actors is for sessions that are called WALA, L-U-A-L-L-A, which means with all actors, which is where you fill in the gaps. Like if there's like man number 3 yelling at a monster barging through a skyscraper, it's those little bit parts where they'll just get every single actor in a room and watch the thing like, oh, there's a dude over there selling ice cream. Can somebody go cover that? And someone said, oh, the mic, and we'll do it. And those are usually more about camaraderie and hanging out, and then just doing a little dubbing every once in a while. That's about as social as these things get. Just pretty fun.
It can be fun.
Yeah.
It can be. We got to do a prelay thing once. Prelay is a Western style of animation, so this is before the animation is done, right? So instead of like in anime, we see the animation as a finished product and then we are acting to it. We record like almost a radio play together all of the dialogue, and then the artists take that and animate around it. And then usually at that point, after they've finished animating, if anything needs to be adjusted, like audibly with the sound or with the dialogue or what have you, they'll have us come back in and do pickups. But in those sessions, in those pre-play sessions, we get to play with the. What you doing? That's me?
That looks like Shippo.
I'm bald. It does look like
No, I'm not done.
Oh, okay. But we have gotten to do that before, and it is really fun. Yes, my friend.
Looks like one of those dumb.
Like get into the like series that you do after you do it, and if you do, are you like inclined to your character is your favorite character, or is it like the opposite? Do you like other characters?
It depends. It depends. Like I have an emotional connection to the characters that I play, just because like I've gone through their journey. But sometimes there are other characters that you're like, man, they're really cool. It's really cool. And also, it also depends on the project. Like sometimes if you're just because life is life, you're not always going to work on things that vibe with you, right? So, but you still bring your whole self to it. You want to do as good of a job as you possibly can. But sometimes it's just not your genre, and sometimes it is. Like, I fucking love Delicious Invention. It's so fun. It's so cool. And I feel really grateful to get to be a part of it. And I think everybody who is a part of it is very talented, and they're giving it all. God, I want season 2 so bad. Is that me? Why is there fire? Why do I have fire? Why?
You're a firebender, Harry.
Thank you.
Have you played or are you familiar with Fire Emblem Engage?
My friend actually tried to get me into that game. I was like, I want to, but
It's 809.
It's no. So there's this, one of the mainline entities of the Fire Emblem series that Laura and I are both in. She plays a leader, the main character, and I play this fantasy agent that she can romance. So to the extent that it concerns your question, I mostly engage in stuff that I voice in if it's a video game. With Fire Emblem Engage in particular, the second that I S-ranked a leader, her character with my character, like I made an fist, the second that happened, I lost complete interest in the game and I dropped it like a baby on its head, which, listen, it's a worthwhile game. It is absolutely a worthwhile game. But also I have the attention span of a squirrel.
I would say that game was made for a very specific subset of fans. Like, it's got a niche, it's got a following for sure, but it's got a niche following, you know what I mean?
It's an anniversary game, so it's for like die-hard Fire Emblem fans, because everybody across the franchise makes a cameo and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you had another question, my friend?
yes. Speaking of video game franchise, are there any video games that got you interested in doing, or like, is there any video game fandoms that you enjoy and want to learn more about, or something like that?
Hell yeah, man.
I already answered this question.
Yeah, you said
I
Persona.
answered it, yeah.
You said Persona.
Yeah.
We recently played Expedition 33. And I know that they're under some controversy because they used some assets that were AI and got rid of them afterwards because they were just placeholders, but I understand that it was not so cool. But that particular genre, like that AAA game sort of idea, that and like Baldur's Gate, I would love to be a part of something like that, to get into something that requires like the mocap and the performance capture. I've done a teeny tiny bit of performance capture before for the WWE game franchise.
What about that?
Which is, not the same. But playing those games, it was just, it felt to me, watching some of those performances and some of those scenes and the cinematography that was involved in that storytelling kind of got me energized and wanting to like kind of learn more and new things and to dive into that world a little bit. So if that answers your question, there you go. Yes.
Do you have any of your blooper reels?
No, they're locked away. Tony has some of mine from really early on, but I can't show those to the light of day because then Disney will come after me with a gun.
It's true.
It's so true.
They have guns. But doesn't Disney also have like a vault full of canonical explicit material that they are a straw for fun?
Yeah, the animators at Disney, when they would draw explicit material, especially like of the characters, they would be confiscated and put into a vault. Not destroyed. Just
That's like Library of Alexandria. To me.
You
Yeah.
wanna go searching for that in Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I would. I would heist that vault so bad.
Are there any other questions? By chance? Yes.
Speaking of delicious and I love music too.
Hey.
And do you think you could survive as an adventurer?
Oh my god.
Or like, and if you think you would survive at least the first level, like how many levels down would you go?
You're never gonna film with me?
That's a great question.
I mean,
Yes, but you don't get a trophy.
Oh shit.
can I bring a gun with me?
If you told me yes, I would make it. It depends on who's in the party.
Oh yeah, I think party is important. I think party would be very important. I feel like if you know that dad who used to make the YouTube videos of him going out into the wilderness, who stopped after a bit because he just wanted to spend time with his kid?
Yes.
I think if he were in my party, I could get pretty far.
Outdoor voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like he
Could
could
help.
I feel like I would be a significantly less competent senshi, because I would love to prepare the meals. It's kind of like my niche in a group, but I wouldn't want to do any of the fighting or face any of the real dangers. So like, as long as we had one other guy in the party with a gun and like a healer baby, I think I'd make it. I'm pretty sure.
I don't even know what purpose I would serve. I think it would just be like a bad escort quest, like video games. And they just pull me along by my hand, and if they let go, because there's things that I just like this in the corner. I think that is me.
Death isn't permanent in dungeons, right? Okay, then I think my odds of making it increase dramatically just because fear of death is my biggest impediment. But like if we get like Phoenix down or Revive or whatever, I think it'd be great enough to make it all the way to the bottom.
If a virgin,
No one can survive. You can die.
That's true.
well,
That's
that would be
true.
good. I'll provide you.
Thank you.
Gotcha. If I survive. Yes.
So if you had to get isekai into any universe, what would you choose and why?
Oh. If I was isekai into any universe.
Will this be Trump country?
Probably Switzerland.
Switzerland? I would go to Middle Earth during peacetime and be a hobbit. 100%. I want to just go and make meat pies and go fishing and sleep. That would be the coolest shit on the planet. I want to be a little log witch.
I've always wanted Pokemon to be real.
That would be cool.
I want Pokemon to be real so bad. And they presumably have universal healthcare, because I ain't seen anybody pull out their wallet at Pokemon Center.
Right? Well, do they only have it for the Pokemon? Do people have to pay money?
I mean, honestly, what's to stop me from crawling into the healing machine or whatever they use to heal Pokemon, right?
Nurse Joy.
Well, if you get isekai, maybe
How much is
you
Nurse
isekai
Joy
as a
making?
Pokemon. And then if you did, which Pokemon would you be?
Is the question what Pokemon would
I'm
I...
asking you.
Okay.
This is my question now. I've stolen it.
How much is Nurse Joy making for all this?
Oh man, I want to be, I want to be like a pseudo legendary because of my ego. Maybe.
How about Arceus?
Arceus, that's true.
Pikachu.
That's too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I just
like-
wanna be Pikachu.
I would be punished for that. But wait, who would punish me if I'm literally God? That's right. I would be Pokemon God. Yeah.
Oh, no, you want to be Pikachu.
You want to be Pikachu?
You want to be Pikachu, don't you?
Oh, you want to be
I
Pikachu?
want to be Pikachu.
Would you want to be? I mean, he's like
Rayquaza?
I thought it would be
Rayquaza.
Yeah, Rayquaza.
Rayquaza.
They've been able to be so many times to say that correctly.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, pronunciation Pokemon is no joke.
It's not.
so Rayquaza's out the question, right?
It's Rayquaza.
Okay.
God dang, I used to say Rayquaza like all the time.
Rayquaza.
For every Pokemon section you're at, there's going to be a guy there making sure that you say Pokemon correctly.
They will.
Just
Well,
call-
yeah,
Pokemon.
even
Pokemon.
I used to hate my parents say Pokemon. I'm like, it's not Pokemon, it's Pokemon. Dang!
Oh man.
They are.
Just watch the
they
Poke
don't
Rap.
make you go back and do it again.
So if you listen to a commercial for Pokemon, you'll kind of be able to hear the voice actor saying Pokemon. They're really hitting that second syllable really hard, probably because they were told that it's not Pokemon, which is what you and I attempted to say, but Pokemon.
It's not Pokemon. It's not Pokemon. Pokemon. I learned it the hard way, babies.
And we're very strict about that.
Yeah. But with love, right? Because then, like, I don't know if I know many other clients or franchises that care as much as they do. They really care about this universe that they created, about the Pokemon within it, their personalities, how they present the story in the world. So, like, you know, they get to get mad.
It also is a wonderful avenue to troll because, like I said, they've got someone from the Pokemon office like coming in through Zoom or Skype or something during the sessions. And so what I have done once was walk back in from a break and said, "Boy, I'm so excited to record more Pokemon. Pokemon is the best. I love Pokemon. Pokemon is amazing." And then I could hear glass breaking over Zoom.
Then they crawled through the
And a
screen.
hand came out of my headphones and ripped out my throat.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Very bad. Any other thoughts or questions? No. We just about did everything. It was about an hour. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. That was amazing. I really appreciate y'all. Oh, good, you know. I know. But if you want to come and see us some more over the course of the weekend, can you like pull up the schedule? Because I'm sure as hell.
It's right here.
You got it?
I got the schedule.
Okay, oh my god, it's so confusing. Holy shit. Yeah, the whole schedule.
Yep,
Oh my
whole
god. Alright, so Saturday. What are we doing? I don't know. This is so tiny too.
Yours are in red. All the voice actors are in red.
Okay, cool.
All the voice actor accounts are in red.
So the trivia showdown, anime trivia showdown. Oh my god, that's gonna be great. Is from 5:30 to 7, right? No.
What?
6 to 7, right? I don't know. Can you read this? I can't read it. It's right. Yeah.
That is the smallest
Smallest print ever. What is that?
The highest I could get it, unfortunately.
What is this creature you drew?
The way they said it.
I don't know.
Can I see that?
It's like on the side.
Okay.
I can tell.
I know it's there. So we're doing anime trivia tomorrow. We're also doing something else. It's tomorrow.
It's like on the side. It's like on the side.
There should be a
Side
drawing.
end.
Is that really good? I don't know what I'm saying.
That's actually the biggest I could get it from the
So
freaking
anime
box.
trivia showdown from 6 o'clock to
6 to 7, 6 to 7.
Yes.
Hey, and then what's does it say Koi draws your
Yeah.
Are you looking for
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday you got writing for anime, that's
Writing.
at 11.
Okay.
And then noon direct, well, that's Tom.
Yeah.
And then yours, one, the drawing one, right?
Yes, that's the drawing one.
That's
We'll
one.
get both of those. Also, if you have questions, it's not just about writing and adapting for anime, but also for like directing and stuff, because now people have done quite a bit of that as well. So if you have questions for that, then definitely be able to help you with that. Yes, my friend, do you have a question?
Yes, this is my last one.
Yeah, no, of course.
Out of all the animes that you have seen and done, are there any anime openings or endings that you enjoyed the most?
Ooh,
And it's for both of you guys.
man. I mean, there have been some good ones. One that lives in my heart for a long time is the first season of The Promised Neverland. I thought that one was pretty hard, and I was very excited. It was the first time I'd ever been on Tsunami as well, so I was like, that was like a huge bucket list moment. So watching it at night, and watching that happen, like listening to the OP. I feel really good right now. Chloe, what about you?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the first opening is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think really anything really popped that for me yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so before you said what you have in front of you, like when you're actually in the studio.
Yeah.
So you're watching that, you're going to the flip back.
Mhm.
When you talk about the script, you have the script in what they have in English and then also next to it in Japanese.
That depends from studio to studio. Sometimes some studios will have like all the information right in front of you. Some studios will withhold the translation and like the director might have it. They also have different formats. For a lot of studios, they'll have like a Word document. For some, it will be like a Google spreadsheet. And in some studios, they have sort of like, what do you call it, a rhythm band? I don't know, did you ever play like Guitar Hero or whatever?
Yes.
In some studios, they literally have the lines of dialogue going across the screen on the top for you.
Here, I'll draw what it looks like. So here's the image, right? Imagine it's like a K-drama,
Okay, yep.
and then you have like a band at the bottom here,
Yep.
and there's like a marker. That tells you what the current word is.
Okay.
So you might have something like I'm gonna shart.
Do you have something like that, Cole?
Yeah, so this line dialog will scroll from right to left, I think. Oh my god, I'm dyslexia is so hard right now. At this, it's gonna go this way, and so at this point, I've already said I'm, and I'm about to say gonna. And it indicates how long the line is, so that's helpful in a sense. But also, sometimes you have a really, really long line that takes very, very little time to say, because the Korean language is going really, really, really fast. They talk moment. So the text will be really, really condensed. And I'm just squinting at the screen, and I have no idea what that says. And so they kind of have to make the text wider. And so when it's wider and more legible, it has to scroll even faster in order to make the end of that non-flap sequence.
Yep.
So that's the challenge. It is very much like playing a hard level of Guitar Hero with this technology. Some actors really, really, really like it because it hits the same dopamine centers as when you're playing a video game. It's like a challenge. I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. But the opinions vary on this software, but that's kind of how plugin goes for mostly live action foreign media. So like K-dramas are dubbed like this. What else?
Sometimes they do anime like that. Not often.
Sometimes anime is dubbed like this.
Miraculous Ladybug and stuff like that.
Miraculous is dubbed like that. Some Russian films are dubbed like that.
Yeah.
But usually it's a Word document or a PDF, and there's one column with the lines that you're supposed to say. There's another column next to it with the literal Japanese translation, just in case they need to fix a few things in the adaptation than what was originally said. That's mostly a resource for the director.
If you choose to come to my writing for anime panel, I'll actually have examples of scripts that you can see. And you can take a look at what that looks like, and I'll tell you about some of the terminology, why certain things are there, and what purpose they serve, and how it relates to either the actor, the director, or the client, or what have you. So if you're interested in that, please come and check that out. We'll chat more about it.
Okay.
Anything else? My loves, my friends. We good? All right, go eat.
Thank you.